Cockroach Janta Party. Do you also think this is just a social media meme or just an internet joke which is just going viral? But actually it's not. It is a symbol of the dissatisfaction. It is something that shows that there is a socio-economic and also a political churn which is happening in India's youth. So when we are talking about CGP taking over, following of already established national party, it shows that this is not about just meme or virality. It is about the turn that Indian youth is taking towards anti-incumbency and decision making they want to hold in their own hands. Hello everyone, welcome to Vajiram and Ravi's Flash News. My name is Shubhangi Singh and today we are going to understand the nuances which have led to making of CGP. When we are talking about this, it might just seem that this is something frivolous, but the attention it has garnered, the movement it has shaped up to shows deeper reasons behind it. So let us begin from understanding that what exactly led to the shaping of Cockroach Janta Party and what it actually means in real terms, not just as a social media gimmick or social media virality movement. So when we are talking about the first thing that led to formation of Cockroach Janta Party, it started with a remark which came from our Chief Justice Surya Kant. He compared the unemployed youth to cockroaches. Now in this context, we have to understand that this led to the frustration that youth is seeing and how it is not being addressed at all. And that is what led to a digital movement which showed that young people are trying to reclaim their position, tell the democracy that we are present in, that we are here and we are here to contribute to it. We should not be put like that, or such remarks are not so sensitive. So in this context, formation of CGP took place. You have to understand this as a satirical yet anti-establishment digital movement. And this is where we need to understand that in all that is going on, this indicates a bigger political, social as well as economical turn and movement of India's youth. Now moving towards understanding more about the coming up of CGP, we clearly get to see that it rapidly ignited and gained millions of followers. It has political visibility that we are talking about it and immense youth participation as well. But the reason it went viral is not because of how it has gained followers or what kind of visibility it has. It has gone viral because it resonates. The remark which started the controversy, it resonates with a lot of people. It shows that frustrations are real, especially amongst youth, because of existing problems. And when youth which are not creating the problems, which are suffering from the problems of the whole system of the government non-deliverables and much more, they cannot be remarked in such a lowly standard. So as of now, when you look at our democracy, we clearly get to see youth is not getting employment. Youth is having to see extreme inflation, exam irregularities, institutions not delivering on them and lack of opportunities as well. And this is why youth feels connected to this satirical anti-establishment movement that has been created. And this clearly shows that there is a wave of anti-incumbency as well. Now when we are trying to decipher the deeper layers here, first let us start with understanding what exactly is anti-incumbency and how this CGP and the virality that it has gone with, how it is indicating towards anti-incumbency. Now when we are talking about anti-incumbency, you have to understand that this is nothing but a sentiment that evolves as a public dissatisfaction. Now this public dissatisfaction is against the ruling government or the political establishment which is present. Now why this sentiment arises, why this sentiment of dissatisfaction comes into the picture? It comes into the picture because of multiple causes. It can vary from nation to nation. We will be doing a very real comparison where one of our neighbor nations has seen such an anti-established movement and also results of it have reaped a new youth leader. Can you guess it in the comment section which nation we are talking about it, and we will discuss this later as well. Now, the reasons of anti-incumbency that we can understand in our country are first related to economic reasons. For example, we see increased prices, we are seeing cost of living crisis, and amidst this is worsened by lack of employment, lack of quality jobs, and the recruitment processes are delayed and also faltered. So this has created a lot of dissatisfaction towards the present political rule. Apart from that, we are also seeing that factors such as fatigue from the governance, the type of governance that is happening, that is also present. That people are not happy with the perception of arrogance that is present, the perception of centralization of power that is present, and most importantly, the disconnect with public concerns. What is happening on the real life ground that seems a little disconnected with the present establishment. A very obvious scenario that we are seeing in present forms. So these two factors are culminating towards the sentiments of anti-incumbency. All in all, this clearly shows an aspirational gap which is fueling this anti-incumbency sentiment. That is the fact that what people are expecting, people expectations are higher, and what is being delivered is way lower. So this gap leads to directly to this anti-incumbency, and as a result, we see that CGP, which was just a social media content probably for a day, it fueled up into something bigger. And as of now, when we are seeing the accounts being banned and everything, this shows that this has a lot of power, this has a lot of fire, and it can fuel into youth movement as well. Now, when we have understood what is anti-incumbency and how it is being fueled as of now in our country, another factor that we are trying to establish here, that when I am saying anti-incumbency again and again, that why India's youth seems to be angry, or why India's youth specifically is joining this particular movement. So this has very factual reason to it. If you look at the unemployment data as of now, we recently talked about also in one of the videos, we get to see the graduate unemployment rate is around 40%, and graduate unemployment rate for 25 to 29 years of age is almost 20%. And this is one of the most recent reports that we are seeing this from. And after this unemployment, there are certain structural issues also. For example, even if growth is happening, we talk about big GDP numbers, that how India is changing positions and everything, but the problem here is the jobs are not being created. The population is rising, the numbers of growth are rising, but the quality of job is not. Furthermore, whatever rise that we are seeing, that is also going to be probably eaten up by technology. That is something that is worrying the youth. AI is there, Internet of Things is there, automation is there. So that is leading to layoffs, restructuring, and that worries the youth as well. And when it comes to meritocracy, it also seems threatened with paper leaks happening, faltered recruitment processes, recruitment delays, and more controversies around such. And if at all anybody is able to make through this problem, then they have to suffer from ever increasing cost of living, which is not sufficing with their salaries, which their profits, and so much more. So this also highlights not just the problem, but also the stark inequality in terms of opportunities, in terms of what youth should be making and contributing. And that is absolutely ironical, where we look into India is talking about reaping the demographic dividend. But the demographic dividend, the youth, the youngest nation across the world, which should be having the benefit of the youth is starkly fed up with the issues around it. And that is what makes the youth a major force driver toward anti-incumbency itself. Now we have established two things: why CGP is not just a meme, why it is more like a political movement. Second, anti-incumbency and what is driving the anti-incumbency in our country. This is where I would like to bring the comparison that I just talked about, and that is related to Nepal. Nepal last year itself saw a violent youth movement where the aspirations of youth were not being met by the present establishment, and that led to a fire across the democracy. And this is where Balen Shah emerged as a very important political leader and who is now the present PM of Nepal. Now, this is where we have to understand when we are talking about Balen Shah, who was just a rapper, how did he become popular? It was the anti-establishment sentiment that helped him. It was the youth support that helped him. And most importantly, the social media politics. So what we are labeling as meme or just virality content, it is not. This is a form of social media content where there is direct public engagement, there is more real conversation as we are seeing as compared to what we are seeing in public policy. And that easily helps in portraying a new governance image, which is real, which is raw, honest, technocratic and also efficient. And if you have to start drawing parallels with it, if we start comparing with it, you will see a similar situation emerging across India as well in form of what is being marked as just a joke. It is youth driven, it is anti-establishment, it is social media based, there is distrust of elite and the current establishment and demand for accountability. So this is a parallel case study that will give us insight into the fact that this is something more real than probably what everybody is thinking. And it has deeper layers to it. And this comparison also clearly shows us that one very important thing is changing across the democracies, especially which have youth in greater numbers, that the politics is becoming more youth driven. So when we are looking at this aspect, let us discuss this aspect as well. We need to understand that why youth is central to present politics, especially with reference to India. If you look at the demographic strength, 65% population is below 35 years. We have the world's youngest electorate. So if we have the world's youngest electorate, the youth will definitely matter politically. And this is where we can see that they have electoral influence. They are the ones who are heavily dependent, but in right terms also, that they are not only heavily dependent, but also utilizing social media for mobilization, for better understanding, for better conversations and real conversations. And also importantly at the very same time, the power of narrative, be it in any form, be it through satire, be it through memes, be it through reels, it is shaping the public discourse. Not always in the right way, definitely, but this is where we are seeing the decline of traditional loyalty. Youth as of now is increasingly voting based on what they are getting from the government. Is the governance good? Are they getting jobs? Is there accountability? They are not focused on dynasty, they are not focused on ideology and necessarily not identity itself. They want to know that what will be the deliverable, and deliverable not just in terms of promises or words or caste or religion, but actual things that will change the development, which will bring in the development. And that is what makes youth central to especially India's today's current form of government. And the formation of CGP, even though as just content and then the following, shows the fact that this is something real and it will have implications even if it is banned or not. Now this is where I would like to leave you with a reflection question. What are the democratic implications of this? I want to know what will be the positive outcomes if you can think of any, and what will be the negative outcomes of this if something comes to your mind. Let me know in the comment section. That was all from my side. Thank you so much.